am Regina, along with Not So Perfect Parenting. I'm in my car again. I am running some errands and doing some waiting. Whew, it's a lot going on, but I'm grateful and I am thankful that things are looking great. Things are turning around pretty soon here. Hopefully, I'll have a wonderful, wonderful testimony of my family and some things that we have been going through and looking like it's the end of those things. So that's why I get on here and I encourage you all. And I always say, I'm not only encouraging you, but I'm encouraging myself because the word tells us sometimes you got to encourage yourself. So that's what I do. And I appreciate when you guys get on here and it's actually engaging. People get on here and they talk and be friendly because I got some that's off the chain, but it's okay because I just ignore you. But anyway, I am going to talk about a subject today, a subject that I am still working on, and a subject that I still need help with a lot. It's not as bad as I used to be, but still kind of working on it, and that's anger. I heard a story today on Law and Crime that I'm going to talk about once more people get on here. And I think it needs to be talked about, especially as a parent, and especially if you are a single parent, because a lot of times single parents, now this person on Law and Crime wasn't a single parent, he was actually married. But anger gets the best of us. It gets to the best of us for sure. So, I have to, talk about it and shed light on it because anger really, if you are an angry person, the Bible over and over and over and over and over again calls you a fool, pretty much. It's like, if you lose control, you're a fool. It's just, it is what it is. And it's actually true because if you look at all the times where you've lost control or you've let your anger get the best of you, you end up either hurting someone, you've hurt yourself. Hey, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. You've either hurt someone, you've either hurt yourself, you've probably hurt someone's feelings. I mean, it's a lot to anger. And so I want to talk about it because the Law and Crime story that I heard today was absolutely terrible. And I have to remember, I didn't finish listening to it all because I ended up jumping on here, but I should have listened. But I'll give y'all an update tomorrow. I can't remember if the baby died, but I'm going to tell you all what happened. Good morning. How are you? So I want to talk about anger, being a parent, because anger can lead to some crazy stuff. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you all. Psalms 37:8 says, "Stop being angry, turn from your rage, do not lose your temper, and it only leads to harm." I have a whole lot of scriptures that talk about anger, and I think we need to talk about it as parents because watching Law and Crime, that's all that people are angry. They are pissed off and they are doing some crazy things, and it only leads to harm. So, with that scripture being said, I'm going to tell y'all what I saw on Law and Crime. There is a cop. Yes, he's a police officer. Mm, 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 mm. He decided that now, apparently, he's had a little anger problems here and there. His wife has disclosed some things that he has done before. And so he was cussing at his baby like, hey, you need to shut the blank up. The baby crying. The baby is only 6 months. What else the baby gonna do but cry? So he's upset at the baby. He tells the baby to shut the bleep up, and the mom is in the other room. And then all of a sudden, she hears the baby's cry kind of shift. And she's like, what the heck is going on with my baby? So she go in there and she sees the cop wiping the blood from the baby's mouth. What the heck? So she's like, what's going on? What has happened? And he's like, oh, everything's fine, just a little mishap. Well, the baby's crying turned a little different. And then the baby cried itself to sleep. But it wasn't long till he woke back up again and was crying again profusely. And she's like, okay, we got to do something. We got to take this baby to the hospital. And he's like, no, we shouldn't take the baby to the hospital because I know what they're going to do. Well, come to find out, the mom was like, no, we are taking this baby to the hospital. They take the baby to the hospital. Come to find out, this man has shoved the pacifier down the baby's throat. How the heck do you do that? How the heck do you shove a pacifier down the baby's throat? Not only that, they are saying that the baby has some type of trauma to his brain. So what they're thinking is, of course, he didn't just like shove it in there. I don't know. We're still, they're still investigating. But if he didn't shove it so hard, they saw lacerations and things like that inside of the baby's mouth. So they know that it was shoved all the way down the baby's throat, which is insane. How do you shove a pacifier down a baby's throat? That's that scripture I'm talking about. Psalms 37:8 says, "Stop being angry, turn from your rage, do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm." When you are angry, especially at your kids, you know how little and fragile they are. So when you lose your temper, his force, he's a cop anyway. So he's already, I ain't gonna say aggressive because, but he's a police officer. He's a man. This is a 6-month-old baby. So he's boom, shut up what he said and shove the pacifier down the baby's throat. Probably didn't know how forceful he could have been, but what? How do you even do that? So they found, not only they found the lacerations in the baby's throat because of that, but they also found something on this baby's brain. So what they're thinking may have happened is he also took the baby and was squeezing the baby as well. And I can't remember the term that it's called. It's something where you take a kid and it's kind of like those, not a bobblehead, but it's those toys where you can squeeze it and the head kind of like is elastic and it explodes out. They think that that's kind of what happened, but in a human form, which is absolutely insane. 6-month-old baby, you're a police officer at that. I'm not trying to judge because, like I said, I'm working on my anger too. These scriptures are not only for y'all and for him, they for me too. We all working on it. But that's why a lot of times you have to, as parents, we have to know our boundaries. That's why yesterday I was talking about self-care. You may have to step back. If you have been working all day and you come home and all you got to do is clean, not all you got to do, but then you got to start immediately cleaning and cooking dinner and helping children. You may need to take 15-minute breaks, a 15-minute break before you even start anything and go in your room, close your eyes and decompress. And whew, Lord, do some prayer and all of that because our anger can really harm our children. It's the truth. I know it to be true. A lot of people know it to be true. This cop knows it to be true. So I'm gonna leave y'all with one more scripture, but I'm gonna be on this. This is really good because so many law and crime videos that I watch, it's the anger that gets them. The anger, they killing everybody, they killing the kids, they just snapped. And so these scriptures are going to be key, and I'm going to be on this for a while. Ecclesiastics 7 and 9 says, I have two of those actually. I have one in the King James Version and one in the New Living Translation. The one in the King James says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosoms of fools. I told y'all, the Bible don't play around. You angry and you going off and you have no self-control, you a fool. In this class, they classify you as a fool. And I've been a fool, and I'm sometimes a fool because I get angry and, be wilding. Anyway, the New Living Translation says, Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. It says, control your temper, for anger labels you as a fool. Anger labels you as a fool. The Bible does tell you you can be angry, but sin not. Stuffing a pacifier down a baby's mouth, a throat, all the way down their throat, like even just like smack it. It's a 6-month-old baby. What the heck? It's going to cry. What else do you think it's going to do? Talk and say I'm hungry or I'm sleepy? Like, that's why we need to chill. Because I have been there as a parent where I'm frustrated and I don't really know what to do. I got too much on my plate. You got to step back and chill. Because if you don't, like the scripture says, your anger is going to lead to harm. And this baby was harmed. I mean, 6-month-old, pacifier stuffed down his throat. now he got some type of brain, I don't know if he said a brain bleed or something on this baby's brain. Like, it's insane, just because you pissed. And it ain't the baby's fault. It's your own fault because you didn't take time to get your anger under control. So I am going to be talking about this for a little while because the world needs it. Everybody's getting ticked. They jumping people. We talked about somebody shooting at a kid's party or on Saturday. Like, how do you go to a kid's party and start shooting? Ridiculous. Everybody needs to chill. Er, Chill. Seriously. All right. I am Regina Long. I'll be back on here tomorrow with some more stories and anger scriptures that's going to help us all, y'all. We going to get it together. All right. I'm Regina Long with Not So Perfect Parenting.